Welcome to another 10 at 10 for 10 training and leadership development. Today is going to be a special training. You're gonna really enjoy it today. And we were just looking at island hopping in Boracay. So I put a video up on the Telegram group about island hopping. We were watching that as part of the pre-show. Island hopping is a very popular thing to do while you're in the Philippines. There's 7,000 islands here in the Philippines, and it's just amazing place. So for those of you that win the contest, I promise you the time of your life. You'll never forget the experience of coming to the Philippines. I can guarantee it. I do make a very good host. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about visualization. Now, let me just ask Lisa a question, our host. Lisa,
Yes.
do you think there's really like a thing of an accidental millionaire? I mean, can we really think that that's how it works? That you can just accidentally become a millionaire?
No, I don't think so.
Right. I mean, there might be an odd situation where it happens, but in most cases, in order to achieve millionaire status, there's nothing accidental about it. And we have a vehicle, we have tools here in Pool Funding that probably makes it easier than probably almost any other opportunity you'll find out there in how to become a millionaire. But regardless of that, what I'm going to share today to you in today's training is really key in order to take advantage of the tools and the opportunity that we have here to become a millionaire and actually make it happen. Because even with tools, even with the opportunity, it's possible for someone just to be a part of what we're doing and not become a millionaire. Okay, so we don't offer people like, this, you do this and you will absolutely become a millionaire, because what you bring to the table matters, and visualization is something you must bring visualization to the table, because there's some spiritual laws that are part of this change, this transformation that can happen for anyone going from whatever to millionaire status. Okay. So if you really want to become a millionaire, it's going to require focus. And specifically today, we're going to talk about how to focus on visualization properly. Okay. If you've ever watched the movie The Secret, it talks about this quite a bit in that movie, which it talks about the law of attraction. And but visualization is very important. How do you get started? How do you start visualizing so that you can become a millionaire? You have to start the habit, and habits don't form by doing something one time. You have to do something over and over again before it can be classified as a habit. So you got to make some behavior changes, and you got to keep, redoing those behaviors again and again until you form a habit. So the first thing you've got to do, you got to learn to do, is self-examination. You got to do a checkup on yourself. And what you're checking for are two things. You're going to check on how you feel. Okay. So let's start there. Let's just talk about feelings. Let's just put them in two categories: feel good, not feel good. Positive feelings, negative feelings. Okay. I mean, we could put flavors on those two categories, but we can pretty much figure out things that feel good compared to things that don't feel good. We can compare things that we think would, fall into the positive category compared to things that we can put into the negative category. Okay. It's very important that you do a checkup on yourself, not once a day, but like all the time, as often as possible. It should be something you're doing. Right now, my habit, this particular self checkup, is probably happening within every 10 to 15 minutes of my waking hours. You know, I just do a little check on myself. How do I feel? I just ask the question, how do I feel? And it's important that you're very honest with yourself. Okay. Can't be delusional. You have to be honest. And you have to then, figure out what's going on with yourself. How do you feel? If you find yourself negative or not feeling good, then you have to then go to the next step. We'll talk about the next step in a moment. If as you do the examination, you say, oh, I'm good, I'm positive, I'm all right, I'm happy, then you're good. So you just constantly do those checkups. And for some of you, you might remember to do this once a day when you're getting started. You might end up building that up to twice a day, 3 times a day, but eventually you want to get to the point where you're doing it every 10 or 15 minutes. And it's just part of how you process your day, So check on how you feel. You have to be in a state of feeling good. Okay. You want to be a millionaire? You're going to get there easier by feeling good along the way. Okay. It's very clear how important that is. Secondly, we're going to talk about what you think about. Okay. Same thing. You can classify it as, positive thoughts, negative thoughts. Okay. You want to stay on the positive side of thinking. Human beings have a wiring that probably was, took who knows how long. Some say thousands of years, some say millions of years, some go as far as to say billions of years. I guess it comes down to the question of how long have we been around? How long has this human experience been in existence? But regardless of the answer to that question, there's a wiring that, in one hand was put there to protect ourselves, right? If you're being chased by a lion, it's important that you're prepared for that if you're in that environment. But most of us don't live in an environment we have to worry about being chased by a lion. And so a lot of people call this worry, what I'm talking about. People walk around all day because they're worried about this and they're worried about that. Guys, we don't have lions and things like that chasing us right now, okay? We really don't have anything really serious to worry about. But the wiring that's been installed, that creates that sense of ongoing fear, like an ongoing, status of fear, where you're a little paranoid, your senses are a little more alert, and being cautious and all that. It is something I think you got to deal with. It's at the biological level, okay? And you have to overcome it. You have to basically have the spirit overcome the flesh, as some would say, okay? And you have to move out of the state of fear into a state of love, in positive feelings and positive thoughts, okay? And see the world through more beautiful lenses, not see everything as so nasty and dirty and crappy and all that. You just have to kind of change perspective in the way that you look at things, okay? And you're going to be able to do this as you develop the skill of visualization. So it's best to figure out one thing that really, 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 really excites you, and focus on that. So if it's something that matters to you, that you want, so not something you're worried about, it's something that you don't have, but that you want to get. Okay. for some of you, it might be just getting out of debt, because being in debt, it's a burden, right? We can say it's a burden, and it doesn't sleep. Your debt does not sleep, and even though you do, and if you have debt, then you're dealing with it. Now we're talking about the kind of debt that's like credit card debt, things like that. Some people live in a world where they embrace debt and they bring in more and more debt as a way of increasing their wealth. But we're not talking about that right now. I'm just saying that some people, if they could get themselves out of debt, all their credit cards are paid off, all the car loans are paid off. Even might even think that it'd be beneficial to have your home paid off. And in one way of looking at it, it could be beneficial, to have your home paid off that you live in. Okay. So that might be what some people are thinking about as something that they want. And that would be great. Pool funding, would certainly, raise the funds to be able to, get a person out of debt. Okay. That's just one idea. Other people, what really excites them is they get, like myself, I fall in this category. They get excited about the idea of traveling and, being an explorer in the world and, new sights and sounds and smells and just experiencing more of the world, by traveling, going places. And maybe that's what really, has got you excited. And that's what you want to focus on. Okay. But whatever it is, you have to figure out, you have to kind of do a little, check up on yourself and ask yourself some questions. What is the thing that's going to excite me the most to create the drive to just keep at it and deal with the bumps in the road as they come? Okay. Because you're not going to become a millionaire accidentally. There's going to be bumps along the way. You can expect them. It's just how it is. Okay. It's the price you pay. But the visualization will actually help you actually be part of, again, you're engaging some really higher level spiritual laws when you do this. You're actually more of a creator than you might realize you are. This physical reality is more of an illusion than we tend to believe it is, and what you believe does have an impact on what you experience. So find something that really, really gets you excited, that you're working towards, that you want to have that in your life, and then just try to spend
And you
some
only have 5
time
minutes.
thinking about that. And put as much detail. And the idea of visualization is drawing up pictures in your mind. How that looks. Okay. It's like actually trying to go through the experience of experiencing something before it happens. Okay. That's visualization. And this is something I do all the time. Some people say that I spend a lot of my time in the future. Okay. Because I'm doing that much visualization that I'm seeing things long before they happen. So I'm not always in the present moment, looking at things as they currently are, as much as I'm spending my thinking, my thoughts on designing what I want it to be. So if you look at my thinking, I'm not too, I do look at the present. I do, critical analysis of the present, but I don't stay there. I find areas that I want to change, and then I visualize what the outcome would look like after I change the things I want to change. And it gets personal. It's what I see for pool funding, and everything. It's very deep, even spiritual. I think about things that are otherworldly, and so my visualization is not even just contained in a single lifetime. I'm way out there with my visualization. But if you want to become a millionaire, then you're going to want to picture the lifestyle that you will have, because your experience will be different than everybody else's. You know, you as a millionaire is different than me as a millionaire, different as Steve as a millionaire, as Lisa as a millionaire. Each of us are going to be different in our own way being a millionaire. Okay. Because you're going to design your millionaire experience to fit what matters to you. And this is where visualization comes in. This you cannot just accidentally just fumble your way into becoming a millionaire, guys. I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you about that. You have to be on purpose. Okay. And the visualization is going to give you power and strength, and you're going to trigger certain things in the spirit realm, which is going to actually, manipulate reality to your liking, towards your benefit. Okay. Now, another thing I want you to visualize, that I want you to understand the power that we're tapping into in pool funding, and it's the principle of exponential growth. Okay. So one of the practices I do to just imagine the power of exponential team building, and I do this, I mean, it is a lot. I don't even know how many times a day this happens for me, but my mind, I just do 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? 2, 4, 8, 32, 64. I'm constantly doing these numbers, right? I'm so good at it. One day my wife was testing me how far I could do that without a calculator. She was surprised, that I could do the math. Just give me a couple seconds to think about it, and I can double any number in my head, But yeah, so the power of exponential growth. And so you got to see yourself building a team that's going to support your millionaire status. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 5000, 5096. Okay. So that power of that exponential growth is what's going to support your your direct referrals that are paying you every month. I mean, not every month, but every day, which creates like monthly amount that is over $90,000 a month. If you got 4, if you got 8, that would be $180,000 a month. Even better, that's 2 million a year. Maybe actually closer to 3 million a year. So visualize this, visualize your team growing, visualize, you spending time with your team, visualize your team liking each other, visualize your team working closely with each other, visualize your team showing up to training, visualize your team watching the training videos, all of that. The more visualization you do on your pathway to million, and some of you have made millions already. I know some of you already have, but most of you that are listening to me right now haven't made your first million yet. And I'm telling you, visualization is a critical part of the journey to become a millionaire. Okay, take it to heart, implement the training. You might want to rewatch this video a couple of times because there's a lot of jewels inside what I just said today. And I want to thank all of you coming to another 10 at 10 for 10 training and leadership development. Visualize your way to a million and make it happen. You have the perfect opportunity to make it happen. So there you go. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.